top 8.
Just being the second.
This will be the second one.
Okay, incredible run for them, especially with how close we're getting to BCX.
Yep.
This is a great motivator there for that World Championship. We've got game number 1 between these two, so it's going to be Fate versus Petra, Orb Dittos, Scythe versus Gauntlets. Mordex has really evolved, hasn't he? There's so many kinds of Mordex that we can have now. We have Mordex with Orb. We have Mordex with Orb. But here we go. Game 1. It's been hard for either of them to lock each other down, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been about 30 seconds, so we haven't seen any like major understanding of the flow of the game so far. It's just been back and forth, like one hit at a time. Ahmet has a little bit of a damage lead here. There is a weapon spawn on the field, so either player could opt to go over to their other weapons.
This is so cool. It's PR 14 versus 15. Both players, I don't know what their competitive mentalities are like, but if I had to guess, I'd be like, both are like, oh my god, I just have to win this and I get top 3. That's that's why I'm looking at this song and dance and I'm going, yeah, they're probably both nervous out of their minds. and so doable too. D-Light Ground Pound comes through. It's not like either of them got Bamya's draw, where you had to fight Godly before getting in, right? No, you're fighting somebody that everything says that you could beat. I didn't see what the lifetime record between these two was.
I think it was 0-0 between them, which is really surprising given how close they are in PR with each other.
But sometimes that could just happen. You could go, you have an entire region, but depending on your seed and your bracket path, you could never encounter somebody. So if they are fighting for the very first time, they are keeping it dead even. It's been a minute and a half. It's 2 stocks to 2. Barely any damage coming out of Ahmet here.
It's PR 14 and 15. Like, we expect them to be very close to one another and to keep it pretty close the entire set.
Yeah, but sometimes you can get, like, playstyle counters and stuff, so I really just didn't know what to expect. So it's interesting that everything here is so close. They're really fighting for this matchup against Godly, and it has been, well, so far, not a very exciting one. Yeah,
they've really been scrapping for, like, each individual hit, just, like, going back and forth, almost feeling, like, turn-based at times. We're like, okay, now Ahmet's going to be the one to get the hit. Now Marker's going to be the one to get the hit. Now it's Ahmet's turn. Now it's Marker's turn.
Yeah, it is remarkably...
it's a very tame game so far.
Yeah. Marker finding a hit there. I wonder if... the highlights that I saw from Marker's play style really just came from the fact that that Mounir was just such an aggressive player. But I'd say that, and no, Mounir spent some time on the edge of the stage. We've got another knockout coming out from Ahmet. Marker still having some trouble locking his opponent down.
Yeah, he's definitely started to fall behind here. Even though he was able to get that first stock, which he did at a damage deficit. Like, he was more damaged than Ahmet when he got that stock. But then that has not been able to extend over here to the second stock, which Ahmet is still on. Marker's on final. Ahmet's not even really KO damage just yet, even after that neutral air.
Nice. Okay. Really big string. One of the first of the set. Silent recovery. Goes into another recovery?
No, almost.
I think he jumped one too many times and couldn't do the exhausted one.
Okay.
That's my guess. Down air does get the knockout there. Marker survives and takes the stock. It was very close from. I mean, he had the read on Marker there on that combo as well. Downer comes through, gets the recovery. Marker now starting to get more damage in. Okay, I think that both players are locking in a little bit. We're starting to see more of what they were doing. I'm recognizing Marker's gameplay now from the orb. Side air looks good. He's staying on top of Ahmet. Nair into the bounce, right? Gets the dribble into the neutral light. Down air edge guard. Oh, I thought that was it. I thought that was it for sure.
I think he's probably nervous. Going back to those nerves that you were talking earlier. The D-Light, though, like max range D-Light, and then he waited and they got the chase dodge in the recovery.
He like got like the full chase dodge distance and then the drift down.
I think he might not have expected it to hit, which is why something didn't come out immediately after, and Ahmet is able to clutch the game out and close at least game 1 out with a victory over Marker for the first time, seemingly, that they've ever fought each other in an official tournament.
Okay, and we're banning out everything to Fortress of Lions. We're going to be going again. We're seeing the D-Light ground pound there. A lot of these highlights are just going to be, oh, no, he did actually get the recovery.
He was just a little bit too far to the right.
He just misspaced it. He went for a read to the right, and I didn't see that it came out. Instead of going to the left. Okay. Game 1 goes over to Ahmet. Let's go back to game 2 here on Fortress of Lions, and...
Oh, Marker not doing anything for a second.
We're good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
They don't want to do a reset. That was nice of Ahmet to look at him standing still and go, I'm not going to neutralize you, therefore. I know you take it.
Of course.
Of course.
What do you mean?
It's competition.
Yeah. It's all in the game.
Yeah.
not going to do that to a civilian, but the game is the game, baby.
Marker up, or down rather in damage. Taking Ahmet up though with that combo. Neutral light and recovery, goes for the side light. Nope, okay.
So one thing we haven't seen from Marker too much yet is the side light, D-light into the recovery that he was like hitting on Moonir quite a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe he's saving that. Maybe it just hasn't presented itself just yet. Or he expects Ahmet to get the dodge.
Not a lot of solid openings in general. Ahmet's been staying pretty airborne.
I feel like we're almost getting back to the point of where we're like, okay, Marker, what you need to do, again, is textbook 101 orb fundamentals.
And you know what? He did do it after a while. Takes the game again. Maybe we're seeing a repeat of what we had against Moonir, where game one was just kind of like, what's going on, Marker? And then he just gets more and more solid as time goes on. Ahmet now on the orb, so they're going to be fighting this little ditto here. Neutral light will send Marker away. Down air could edge guard. No, Marker just dashes right through. Nice. End light, not going to catch.
No dare over the edge. He expected Ahmet to, I guess, immediately push back onto the stage because it's not like he hit it over on the corner where if Ahmet was just creeping a little bit too high, he'd get caught by it.
The dash forward down sig.
Right in front of his face, like the first time that we've seen him use that signature.
Rare that I even get to talk about that sig for how many fake players there are. It has active input, so he chose to send him up instead of out. I would have sent out, but he went for the juggle instead. And Marker gets the side air. Okay, Marker completely dominating Ahmet here. One hit at a time. Ahmet can't get the knockout, and Marker's got this edge guard opportunity. Could get the side light stare here, and Sig goes unpunished. Ahmet.
Another one again.
How? I mean, Marker's not exactly like expertly placing these.
I think Ahmet's scared.
Yeah.
I think he's 100% scared because he's now 2 stocks down. Before that, he was a full stock down, deep in the red on his second stock, and he's just scared.
Yeah, there's no effort to whiff punish. Finally gets the D-light recovery, but he could have brought this back to 2 stocks to 2 for a while ago. Goes over to the orb. Marker now waiting for a weapon spawn. What has he got? Scythe picked up. Little scythe from Marker so far this game, and Ahmet just opens up with a great combo.
Yeah, that was a fantastic 4-piece after he got the dodge from Marker. Right along that weapon pickup. Side light going through nothing.
Down air, goes for ground pound. Dare catches him. Could get a okay recovery into Dare. No. Good call out by Marker, not wanting to risk it. Just goes back to catch the recovery on the stage, get some more damage. Playing it safe.
Man, it really feels like Ahmet has not been playing the orb grounded hardly at all.
Or like, just the game grounded.
So many of his moves have just been the aerial moves.
It's been like that with Gauntlets too.
Yeah.
Because when you highlighted that Marker wasn't hitting a lot of sidelights, it was like, oh, how could he? You have to gravity cancel to do it. He's just been hitting him while he's been airborne. Side stick catches him from the center of the stage, sends him flying.
Recovery. Okay, great job. Expecting that recovery coming in from Ahmet, holding onto his weapon so he could use it to interrupt that recovery coming in from Marker.
And that will take down Marker, so it's 2 stocks in a row for Ahmet here, but still a difficult game to win. Let's see if he's able to clutch it.
Force him on the final. Ahmet is in KO damage.
He loves going for that. I've seen him see that several times. He gets end light into like delayed jump dare based off what they choose right afterwards.
He wrapped that one up real quick. Holy cow, that side air to get that one.
Yeah, quick Sare coming out from him. And it's now 1-1. And I think Marker's playing pretty good.
Yeah, I would agree.
Ahmet's still struggling to get a lot of these punishes off of what Marker's throwing out. And as Marker continues to get that reinforcement that he can do dash forward down sig, side sig from center stage, 3 end sigs in a row that miss. I think that we're going to continue to see Marker get more confidence in the matchup. He's just going to be like, all right, well, I can try things. You're not going to knock me out anyways, so what does it matter? And Ahmet, in the meantime, still sticking around with those nerves that we noticed from game 1.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, we'll see Ahmet get like 1 or 2 solid like 4 or 5-piece strings in a single game, but it's not enough to like necessarily move the needle that much in his direction. It's just like a nice burst of energy, and then after that it kind of settles back down to the spot where he's in, where it seems like he's playing nervous. So yeah, I think you're exactly right. Marker is getting more and more confident, and it seems like Ahmet is either staying at the same level of confidence, which wasn't seemingly very high to begin with based on the way he was playing in game 1, even though he ended up taking that, and then now it just seems like it's starting to fall off a little bit.
Ooh, okay, we've got some good damage coming in. Nair comes through, gets that side air. Ahmet sent flying to the right. Marker gets the Nair, so low on jumps. Decides to prioritize starving
nice
and
back
priming
dash.
orb. Sidelight side air. Okay, that weapon throw must have just He must have just missed the angle. But yeah, another orb ready to go.
He's just going to wait for the punish on the side air. Or is he going to start ripping neutral signatures? I'm not exactly sure. Just the jump side of there, he gets punished by Ahmet. Ahmet was doing a solid job of bringing it back,
Did he
or at least getting it closer.
How did he get spiked there? He was on stage.
Yeah, I think he might have got caught in a dash.
He just like dashed off stage, then hit into the wall, and then spiked off the right. That's funny.
He has marker KO damage. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to grab that weapon spawn. The neutral light's going to send over to the left side, and the recovery sending up. Even off screen, the second one's enough to do it. The high strength that Petra brings to the table is enough to even it back up.
High strength and a little bit of lackadaisicalness coming up from marker there, just drifting down into the uppercuts of Ahmet over and over again. Not expecting that to knock out, and it does. Now he's over on the orb. Let's see what Ahmet's got. Nair, recovery, could go again.
Oh, sidelight's the wrong direction. I think that was probably a misinput.
Marker, more side airs in a row. I mean, why not, right? Ahmet's so airborne, like we talked about. You're not going to find these sidelights on the landings. Ahmet's going to go to the platform instead. Ooh. There.
Interesting edge guard coming out from Ahmet. You saw him like jump and fast fall over to the edge and then come back on with a recovery towards the middle of the stage. Maybe trying to get a read on markers. He recovers back over Ahmet's head. Wasn't able to find a hit there. We're still at a very even game. There's a GC sidelight into the side air. It's going to disarm Ahmet. Marker's also able to grab the next orb as well. He had that one prime. There's the side air, interrupting the recovery. Turn around neutral air. No, it's going to be the recovery.
Yeah, every time that I thought he was going to go for Nair as well, it's been recovery. And I don't like the recovery as much as the Nair. I mean, the recovery is easier to hit.
Yeah. There are times when you should go for the recovery over the neutral air. I don't think these are those times.
With enough damage, and these are not it. Yeah, especially with how low the jumps are and the amount of damage they have, and the lead you can get. Marker having to work 3 times as hard because he ended up going for that damaging option rather than the one that would have secured the edge guard. But he's getting these stairs still. I guess the D-light and recovery dips a little too low to be able to get the knockup. The next one would definitely do it. Nice dodge. I feel like Marker covered that dodge away, but just the timing was off.
Yeah. That could have been really scary if the dodge didn't last long enough to get through that side
D-light, Nair, recovery, another Nair.
He goes full combo.
But instead he manages to keep it even.
Ahmet about maybe 60 damage behind at this point. There's the neutral air, no immediate juggle after, just a delayed one that doesn't make a hit. Ahmet neutralizing to the left side when marker is above and to the right of him. Just kind of hoping and praying that your opponent's going to fall into that. Nice bounce pass with the GC in light and the recovery right after that. The damage output from Ahmet's really solid here.
Marker trying to keep up, but falling behind until that sidelight stair comes through.
This is starting to get a little scary here now that Ahmet doesn't have a weapon. The neutral signature almost enough to do it. The defense of Petra just barely holding on. The side air. This is going to wrap up right about now, and it's now 2-1 in favor of Marker.
611 damage to 505. Yeah, don't have too much to say.
I was going to say, there's nothing really coming to mind on this set. It's an interesting set.
This is a tough one, folks. But we'll manage to make it through, right?
it's weird. I don't know what there is to say about this match. It's PR 14 and 15.
I'm seeing more about what you said. Like I had a reaction to Marker's gameplay in the set before this that made you go, I don't know about that, right? And I was kind of like, I don't know. I really like the things that I'm seeing what Marker's doing. I'm realizing that came from the fact that Mooner's playstyle was so grounded. Yeah. Now that we're fighting and we're having a matchup where Ahmet is taken to the skies and Marker's playstyle is to punish that by doing one hit at a time, these games are just slower.
Yeah.
And Ahmet hasn't, he's not playing so poorly as to get 3-stocked, but he's not playing well enough to ever take the lead from Marker since he's made that adjustment, right? Because game 1, Marker just did the same thing that he did in the last set, which is like, Scythe isn't doing too much. I'm going to play Orb and Sarah you a million
He's almost
times.
about to lose a stock here if he's not careful.
I think he's going to take the stock instead. Oh, recovery stops him from getting it.
There's a sidelight, the Nair. We saw the jump away from Marker, so he didn't get hit by the Nair right after. Again, the classic gauntlet bounce pass, neutral air into the GCN light. Doing that on lower damage.
Ooh. All right, dash jump side air. Ahmet just going forward there, gets punched away. What's Marker going to do here with the scythe and lights? into Nair, sends him off the right side of the stage, and just gets the wrong read.
Yeah, that's where I want to see the Scythe coming into play. If Ahmet's going to play so aerially, like that's perfect neutral light Nair territory.
You
would think so.
You have all the tools to punish somebody for being airborne with this weapon that's meant to grab people out of the air, right?
Like that.
Right, perfect. Nair punish onto the end state. But during the entire time, right, like Marker's reaching, he's missing, he's getting hit, and Ahmet takes the lead, and I think that's just going to reinforce him to go back to the orb.
Now, one thing that Ahmet's not doing, which is like, again, another perfect in-light territory, these are the strings I'm talking about. He'll hit like a really nice string like this, and then the pacing will kind of go back to like nothing special.
Well,
I take it back. He might get the stock here. Okay, all of a sudden things are changing.
All right.
Ahmet playing so much more confident, choosing to aggress off stage, choosing to continue going off stage.
His strongest opener on Gauntlets, funnily enough, is end light, not side lights.
Yeah.
It's end light off of responding to what they do out of the hit stun. Right there, right? He loves going for those down airs right afterwards. Before we saw like end light and the end light gets the cider into ground pound. Not
he
gonna
let
quite
that
get
ground pound go, and then Marker was able to grab him. He's going to throw away that stock. He still hasn't. He has 2 more.
Oh, and here we go.
But yeah, with Ahmet not sidelighting a lot with the gauntlets as his starter, like that's perfect in-light territory for Marker to grab him right out of the air. Just backdash a little bit, and that's punish territory. Weapon toss almost hitting Marker. I think he dipped down below it and also put out his dodge. So even if they cross paths, it wasn't going to make a connection. Just barely getting away from the backside of that neutral signature. Ahmet playing so much more confident. He hasn't played like this in any of the other games this set so far against Marker.
Ooh, and Marker now goes down. That's going to be 2 stocks. Okay, 517 to 217. We're going to game 5. That was a pretty quick one.
Yeah. PR 14 and 15, baby. Showing us some interesting stuff every single game.
I mean, Marker tried to do the Scythe anti-air thing and he got cooked.
Yep.
So go back to the orb. Let's find out what happens. Ahmet really locked in there in game number 4 from what was looking like a complete, like he's just wandering lost in fog in games, the first few games, even the one that he took. So we're going to be going into game 5 here to see who goes up against Godly in winners finals. That last game was the most dominant game out of all the games so far, and yet still I'm not going, oh, that's it. Ahmet's figured it out. He's going to take it.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you on that. Looking at some of the number breakdown as well, talked about the Scythe being the main player last game and it not being effective. 152 damage on that compared to only 41 on the orb. So he didn't hardly have the orb very much at all. And when he did, he wasn't able to do too much with it. Only 41 damage racked up on it. We're going back again to Fortress of Lions. Same characters across the board. Marker's first weapon is going to be the Scythe. Not sure if he's happy about that or not. Almost reached up with that Nair on an aerial Ahmet, but couldn't get it. Again, the in-light coming in.
That was a ground pound. It had to have been a ground pound, right? It looked like he tried to dash forward.
Oh,
gets a double Nair.
All of a sudden, the offstage gauntlets.
Anti-air there. Nair, though, finally catches him, sends him off stage, brings him back to stage. Marker showing that he can use those Scythe anti-aerials, gets a down air, puts him off to the right. Looking for another opener here, but the sidelights are not going to catch him. Marker's still sticking to the Scythe. Oh, pressure's on between these two players now. They both realize that they're 1 game away.
I think he wanted to go with that signature over the corner. I think he was hoping.
So?
I think so. That he was hoping Marker was going to come back up very quickly, given how early it is in the game, just to get back in the fight, and he was going to get the catch there.
Well, either way, doesn't work out. And Sig doesn't work out for Marker either. Silent recovery could knock him out pretty soon if he's not careful. Ahmet falling to the stage. Falls to that cider. Marker looking for those anti-air ciders on the orb himself.
Yeah,
and
dude,
that's
even the snapping over onto the platform that he's done like 2 or 3 different times just this game in the first minute of it, his movement looks completely different, at least in those moments.
No, Ahmet's, he's definitely locked into game 4. Look at how well he's
look
playing.
at this.
Recovery comes in. Oh, man,
I don't know what that was.
Marker just falling apart. It's fine. It's confidence that's coming out that we weren't seeing from him before, right? It's not getting punished. He's getting these neutral airs. Finally, Cider comes through, knocks the weapon out of his hands. He's got the orb, goes in for the recovery. Sidelight sends him off to the right side of the stage. What else has he got?
Really high recovery on this one. He felt safe enough that he had the soft platform there that he would be able to react in time by the time Marker moved up in case he wanted to throw out a neutral signature or anything like that. Giving him plenty of room so that Marker can go over and grab the orb. It's orb v orb. Marker just neither of them committing to anything. Marker ran to the complete other side of the stage. He's still looking for this KO option. The dodge through, gets through the dare, and then the turnaround from Ahmet. I think, again, that's confidence coming through with that turnaround ground pound.
And I like that with the ground pound, too. That was the difference between 3-1 or 2-2.
I don't know if I like it, man.
I like the idea. I don't like the execution.
Okay.
Execution obviously led to him losing the stock completely and giving Marker a chance to win this game. So Marker, very happy about the ground pound. Hits him with a recovery, though. Another
Late hit
recovery
on
could
that,
knock
too.
out, especially silent recovery. Although Ahmet has not really used Gauntlet Sidelight like ever.
Yeah.
So
It's almost like he's allergic to it. Is a ground pound coming in? No, the side air, and it's going to get interrupted because he went with a 2-hit move rather than just a ground pound that has the one big release.
yeah, the first hit of Sarah actually sends you nowhere. And if it gets interrupted by the weapon throw, then that's going to be it. Like getting saved by a teammate, the orb comes in clutch, but Marker goes down shortly afterwards. But that was critical damage that he needed to ramp up with the extra time that he got. Sidelight side air, one more of those could bring him into red. Marker could bring this down to a match point. Last stock situation.
I think Marker's definitely looking scared now. Look at him moving and jumping all over before throwing out anything. What did he throw out? Dare, probably one of the safer moves given the range that it has.
He wanted the orb, and he missed picking it up, and it disarms himself.
Yeah, this is really scary. He's able to grab the orb right after it, though, and he opens up with the ground pound on stage. Tazza, what is happening to Marker right now?
Pressing buttons, silent side air. Okay, goes for down air. Ahmed gets right back onto stage, not giving an opportunity for that edge
There's
guard
a side light.
Just trying to stay on. Good punish, gets the side light, but that's going to disarm him.
That's the
Marker
scary
goes for
part.
the edge guard here, doesn't get anything, and Ahmed steals the weapon away. All right, sidelight side air could knock out. No way.
Oh, the turnaround on the ground pound. He goes back on stage, but a nice side light right along the ground. He gets the stock anyway. I love the idea to go back on the stage to play very safe, do that side air right along the ground so you can still get a hit out, send your opponent over, and get the floor touch.
And then Marker misjudged that he didn't get his jumps back.
Yep.
He went for an edge guard there. I want to see precisely what he got hit by, because I thought he got his jumps back too. Let's see. We're going to get to that last stock in just a bit. Oh, these are previous games. Okay. Yeah. We're watching all the highlights from the